Hello. Hi team, good afternoon. Today I'll be covering team concepts in Visual Studio 2013 ALM and a little bit on product backlog management and features and other stuff. So I have a team project created called as CAPL, Cantor's Automations Private Limited. Okay, so this is a team, and this is a team project, and it has team 1, 2, 3, 3 teams. Okay, but when I connect to the team project CAPL, I will not see any sprints because I have not defined sprints at the team project. I have defined sprints at the team level. Okay, the concept here is the team project acts as a master for all the sub teams. Okay, see, all the product backlog items will be under team project, and then it will be moved to the respective teams whenever planning starts. Okay, and the sub teams or teams, which is called in TFS, will be running sprints. All the teams can follow the same sprint or different sprints. Okay, but there will not be a sprint at the team project level. So whenever we create a new team project in TFS, there is a default team created with the team project name itself. Let me go to the settings. So you can see there is a team called as CAPL team. So this is a default project team when the description it says. Okay, so this team will be like a leadership team or a higher management level team. Okay, so this will have all the product backlog items or features. Okay, and next the individual teams where the actual the team is divided into sub teams based on either divisions, areas, modules, okay, whatever it may be. So those will be working and each will have the team members. Okay, so what we have to do is first create a team project, then come here and create teams. Okay, then add members to each of the teams. Okay, so team 1, team 2, team 3. So whenever we create a new team, let's say team 4, it will also create a area path with the same name under your team project. So there will be a new area path called as team 4. Okay, let me cancel this. Let me go to areas. So you can see under team project there is team 1, 2, 3, correct? And CAPL is the default area. Okay, and if I create a new team, say team 4, if I check this option, there will be a new team created and also area. yes. Okay, now if I go to areas, I can see team 4. Now I can subdivide it like modules or whatever, it depends. Okay, and so I can subdivide it. And each area, if I go to area, each area will be assigned a, or each team will be assigned a area. So team 1 will have they have, I mean, in the mail, whatever is it, the areas they have. So they will get it. Yes, yes. Oh, okay, okay. Sure. Yeah. Subhash is not there. Oh, oh, okay, fine. Agile project management. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, Narendra told me to do this one. Let me check with him. He's on leave today, but let me check. Correct. I got that one. Yes, okay. Okay. Sure, sure, sure. Thank you. Yes, yes. Sure, sure. Thanks. Hi guys, sorry, I got a call from Mindtree. Sorry for that. So I was explaining each team we create in team project will have an area created by default, and we should go and assign that team to the same area. Okay, so this is a team 1, so the area is team 1 again. I mean, it can be different name also. Team name can be different and area name can be different, but we have to map it. Okay, or for example, if I go to CAPL team 3 and go to areas, you can see that. So default area for team 3 is same with the same name. So okay, so now for example, I create a new team 5. Let me not check this. Create. So it's there. Okay, and even for this also, right? See, it's source because I already created. Let me go to overview team 5. Okay, and go to areas. It doesn't have. See, there are no areas selected for the team. So now, it is not created. I didn't. I removed the tick on the checkbox, right? It is not created. Okay. Now what I have to do is I have to manually create. Okay. I can give module 1, something like this. Okay. All are the same level, right? And I can make this as the default area for team 5. So now whatever items I create in team 5 will be under this area, module 1. Okay.
Module 1 is the area name.
Yes, which belongs module 1 is the area name, and I have assigned it to team 5 as a default area. Similarly, team 3 will be having whatever, like 3 areas. If you see, right, team 2 it will have area team 2 default area for that team. Okay, so what I showed you is I can have different names. So there is a team 5 and its area is module 1. So it's not like it should be same name and all those things. But only thing is, when I'm creating a new team, it will also create a new area with the same name, and it will be selected for that as a default area for the team, so that you don't have to do much work. Because you see that, right? I created an area separately, I created team separately, then I came and mapped it. Okay, but if I do it using that UI, it's already done by the tool. Just need to create a team, it will create an area, it will map it also. It's not a workspace, it's area. Like in work item, how we have area path, it's the same area. I'll show you like once we start planning. Okay. Can a team member be part of multiple teams? Yes, sir, he can be. Are there any permission or rules that can be set for each team? Yes, sir, each team will have again separate permissions. Do only team members have default access to the area created for them? Do only the team members will have default access to the area created for them?
Because for other teams,
Yes, if that member is not added in any of the other or at the team project level, if that guy is not added into the contributor group, but by default each team, if you see in TFS at least by default each team has the contributor group. So what we have to do is we have to remove the contributor group and add specifically members to that team, because now it is contributors group, which is like the team members of that group, the members of that contributors group will have access to all the teams. Okay, so if we want to maintain separate teams, then yeah, we have to do that.
What if the team member is a member of two different teams and the same team with different set of permissions?
Huh.
What I mean is under team A, the permission given to the user might be like admin privileges. So he can create work item there. But in team B, he has only read-only permission. How does that affect on the entirely on the team project?
I would override this admin.
I'll add a team member to team A,
Mm-hmm.
where I'll give the permission where he can create the work item.
Okay.
But in the team 2, I'll add the same user element, but I will restrict to create the work item. I just give into.
So it will be like this. If you see here, for example, if you nowadays we are adding contributors. So if you remove this, only the members added to this will have permissions.
So the permissions you have provided is only with respect to that team. That
Yes.
will not override if he is an administrator in one team. Doesn't mean he has the same permission for another team just because he is an admin.
In one team.
Yeah.
Uh,
In one team he is an admin. In other team he doesn't have admin privileges. But it
Yes.
doesn't mean he can.
Correct, because it's at the team level, sub team level, right? Yes, it's not at the team project level.
If you
Yeah.
provide permission at the team project level,
Then you
he
will have
can
access
do
for all.
for
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it is like, okay, if we create a work item, I mean when we log into the team then create a work item, by default it will be in that area, and it will not be a, that's what I want to show you. Let me show you that. I'll show you. Let me show you. No, it's slightly different here. Okay, so let me come to the team project. Okay, so let me go to view backlog. Okay, so here I can see all the backlogs because this is at the team project. Okay, correct. So if I add a new, let's say maybe what is next, 11, huh? So you can see default it is area path. Okay, I'll set the date to 19. If I set that, I hope it hopefully it will work. So you can see by default take the CAPL area. Okay, later on I can choose to which team it belongs. Okay, and now let me go to, now again you can see here team 3 has one product backlog, team 1 has some 3 or 4. Okay, let me go to team 1. Okay, you can see that team 1 has only these product backlog items,
Each team will have an area, right?
and that's what based on that it will show that
But then we should map it to the team area.
area. Correct.
It will not automatically. We have to map.
Yes, we have to map it. So if you change it to that area, then it will obviously come to that file. Let me say this will be PB8, right? It will be team 3. Okay, PB8. Go to team 3. You can see that PB8 has come. It's still a backlog. It is not in any sprint, but it is in teams. So what we have decided is, okay, this item belongs to team 3. So change it. Go back to CAPL. But in the at the team project level, I should be able to see all the product backlog item which belongs to all the teams, all the iterations. I should be able to see because it's at the very high level. Okay, but if for a scrum master or a project manager, for each team they want to see what are the items that they can see it. Or if you go for team 1, okay, they should be able to see team 1 items and which sprint they belong. You can see all are team 1 items. And if I go to features, so let me go to CAPL, go to features. Okay, so this is again at the high level, right? Features. Okay, and what I can do is I want to view. Okay, so let me see if I have a query already created. See, there is something called as CAPL team feature task query. So like this I can have a query also created, and if somebody wants to see the details, they can easily see that. You can see that. So what this will give you is features, from features to product backlog items to task, okay, and which area, which sprint or iteration. And for example, this feature you can see, feature 2 has got two requirements or two product backlog items handled by different teams, correct? But still at the higher level I should be able to see all. So now I know, okay, this feature 2 has these two items, but it is done by two different teams, and it can have two different sprints also. So it's very easy. One is at the project level I'll get all the items, and when I go to individual teams I'll get only the items which are required for the team. So this way we can easily manage. So the team project will become a master team, okay, where all the items will be available, whether it belongs to one team or different teams or sprints. But when you go to individual teams, it will have their own.
This can be accessed by all members of
Again, this depends. This is CAPL, right? So it's a team. CAPL, right? So I should be adding members to that CAPL team. CAPL team, I should add members to it. Then they will be for this team I'll add only the leadership team, the high level project management team, because I don't want developers to see this, correct? I don't want developers and other users to see this, so I'll add only those users who have to see all the items. Okay, so what I'll do is, let me show how to start this. Okay, so I've showed using please open that query, sir. Open which one? Okay, how I created this? It was simple. I went to features, okay, then clicked on this feature to tasks. Okay, it was showing all the things, right? I can go and choose columns. What it was not showing other things. See, you can even see the external links. External links is the change sets. Okay, so there is one change set. I can see that if I go to links. Okay, we call as traceability, right? So the entire thing I can see. Okay, then I just clicked on this create a query. So by this way I created. Okay, if you want to see the query I can open it in editor. So this is how it looks. Are these areas mapping to teams access restricted by default, or should we set the access permissions? Actually, when we create a team with the default options, so it will have those mapping the team with the area, and once it is done it will have the items whichever is defined in that area will show only for the team. But permissions, yes, it will have again default permissions like the groups and the default permissions. But what we can do is we can go and add members and add permissions.
So basically what you mean to say is, when I create a new team which creates a new area, will inherit all the groups which are the team project.
No, only contributors.
Only contributors.
So actually if you when you are creating, right, it says that, see this,
On the top one, inherit from group of contributors.
or I can select any group, any other group.
Okay.
So by default it is contributors. Okay, but let's say, okay, even the best practice would be, I know I will have 5 teams, let's create 5 TFS groups team wise, then just choose that team here and add it. Now it's very simple. What I am saying is, come to security,
Can we go into security of one of the team?
create a TFS group, so you can see all these groups are created. So each team will have a group, team group created. And I'll be adding members to this group, right? For example, team member 2 has 2 members,
It's a
team 1
number
has
of-
3,
It's a number of people. It's a number of only contributors.
and the valid users. And I go for
If he belongs to project valid users, right?
sorry,
He is in turn a member of project valid users. The team is
all the members will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So will the permissions affect overall in the team project?
Overall means even the reader is a project valid user group.
Project valid user group.
Yes, even reader.
So, as per my last question, if I add a particular user to more than 2 or 3 teams,
It is showing those group as they're added from contributors group, which is a part of valid user group.
contributors are also part of that.
This was for Manoj.
So I got this.
Okay.
But my question was, there are 3 teams. I add a single user into three teams with different permissions.
Yes.
Since he is a project valid user, will the aggregate of all these permissions take effect on team project
No.
or the individual?
No.
Or the individual?
It will be individual team only. See, in TFS, I mean, at least in TFS, it is like you add to any of the group, will be become a part of project valid user group. Open. Okay, fine.
Permissions are given here is only with respect to the portal. Doesn't apply when they come to the
See, because permissions are this is at the work item level and the project level. Okay, but again, version control level you have different permission. Correct? Report, SharePoint again they are different.
But it's the same work items level. In Visual Studio it's the same.
No.
Permissions.
Actually, if you go to Visual Studio and say I want to give permissions, it will come to the same site.
Same.
Now in 2013, it is you will not get a pop-up where it will set permissions and all those things. It will come here. Here. Let me do one thing. Let me create a new team project and show you how we can start off. Create a project. Let me call it as CAPL 2, second version. Scrum. So the first step is I'll be creating a team project. So once what happened? Okay, so I've created a new team project called as CAPL3. Okay, so let me go to the portal directly. Okay, let me go to settings. First remove iterations for this. I don't want iterations at the project level. Okay, next start creating teams. So, team 1, so it will create a area also. Team 2, excuse me, team 3. Okay, and you can add members to each of the team. I mean, you can find better ways to do this. This is just one way.
For team, like CAPL team, it's the manager.
Yes,
So who should be there?
the delivery heads, yeah, project managers, you can add. Okay, so once you are done, let me go to the area. So for CAPL, this is the area, and
Creates a default team.
if you go for team 1, one second, there is a default area. Okay, so it's very easy now to configure. Yeah, you're asking me.
So why does it create a default team?
Uh-huh.
That's a bit.
I mean, it's one team again. I mean, at least from 2013 onwards, it is a team which will be working, right?
But why does it create a default team? Does it create permissions automatically?
Same thing, right? So it will have the same area. For this, there is a default area. What is that? CAPL team. CAPL 3. So the default area. And permissions, all these things will be there. Okay, if you go to security, CAPL 3, all the permissions. Same. Okay, so now you have created 3 teams. If I want to browse, let me go browse. I can see team 1, team 2, team 3. Correct? Okay, let me go to CAPL 3 and let me start creating backlogs, and before that let me set the iterations. Okay, so this will be the, I can either do this as a default backlog or release. Okay, let me set the dates. So this will be for the entire team, right? So it can be some maybe 1 year or 2 years date. Okay, next is release. So again it starts from today, assuming, and it will be release means at least 6 sprints. Okay, let's say 1 week sprint, so 6 week. Okay, let me put some date, let me later change it. So sprint 1 starts with 21st. 21st is Sunday, 20 Friday, so we can set that. So it will automatically choose the next date. I don't have to worry about the dates. It will, based on the previous iteration duration and dates, it will show next dates. Okay, like this I can set. Okay, I'm just setting the dates, I'm not selecting. Okay, now let me, sorry, these are from the template, process template. So when I do all these things, some groups should be created, some teams should be created, some iterations, sprints, areas, all these things I would have defined in the process template. Okay, so let me go to team 1 and define the default iteration, I mean the sprint for the team 1. Okay, similarly for team 2 also I want to have a same sprint. So either it depends whether team wants to follow different sprints or same sprints. We can have one more maybe release 2 and define sprints. Okay, then say team will follow that. That can be done. Yeah, in the default team will be who wants to track the portfolio level.
Thank you.
Okay, so now once all these things are done, let me start entering product backlog. Let me have area path also, and maybe tax is not required. Oh, sorry. Area path. Okay, so let me define all the PBs. Oh, before defining PBs, let me define features. Feature 2. Okay, so I created on product backlog, right? What is the number? 434. That means say go to implementation, link to 434, and for feature 2 let me create a new product backlog. So PB default area, save and close. So you can see, like this we can keep on creating. Either I mean just showing like the entire from features how it will come on. Later also I can just create all the PBs. Later I can link it as a child. Okay. So PB3, PB4, PB5. Okay. So now all are under same area. Correct. Now if I go to team 1, okay, nothing is there. Correct. I can define product backlog separately for this team. Okay, if I do that, I'll just show you that also. I have to choose again columns, linear. You can see that by default it will come to team 1 area. But you can see that also in product backlog. That was the main idea. Whatever teams does, but at the high level I should be able to see that, or even at the from features to product backlog I want to see. Okay, sorry. You should be able to drag drop right away. It's not as fast as okay. Drag and drop. Sorry again. Narendra called. Okay. Uh, yeah, let me go back. So, yeah, so you can see here from features to product backlog items and even the teams. And also we saw like if we create any item in the team, it's there in the team plus it's there in the main team project. Drag and drop item to the area. I mean, I don't think it's there now. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's connect to team 2. Okay, and you can see there are no items in team 2, correct? So what I'll do is I'll go back to team project. Okay, move one item to team 1 area, sorry, team 2 area, and go back to team 2 and check. You can see that. So like this I will decide. Okay, so when we are planning I will decide, okay, these two items will belong to team 1, these two another will belong to team 3, like that, based on the priority and the planning. Okay, once we do that, then we'll go to individual, the scrum masters will go to their individual teams, then start planning the iterations. They'll start breaking down the product backlog into task and plan. So they'll add this to the current sprint or sprint 2. Okay, then they'll start breaking down the items into task and so they'll define like this. Okay, so now if I come to the feature level and filter it feature to tasks, so I can see the entire thing. Okay, let me go to team 1. Okay, PB1, let me add it to team 1. Okay, let me go to team 1, add this to the current sprint. Okay, then break down that into tasks. Okay, then come to the feature view and see feature to tasks. Correct, and in the column option let me choose area and let me remove this business value and choose iteration path. Now I want to know to which team, to which area these items are worked upon.
Iterations are also create a team project with various create documents.
Adding PBs under features.
Then we just
Backlog, while creating backlog. Okay, I think it's still not possible. So this is how we can see right from features to product backlog to task.
Iterations.
Okay,
They're also by default you get some iteration when you create a team project by sprints.
correct.
Else where do you specify the iterations?
Sorry.
A new iteration.
Same thing. We'll go here. So iteration, and under release 1 you want to new iteration. So new child, release 7. So you got a new iteration. Set the dates.
Iteration is sprints.
It's the same, just a name. That's it. In Scrum you call it as sprint. In Agile you call it as iteration. It's not like mandatory you have to call it as sprint and iteration. You can just give any name for that. As I told yesterday, right? Let's say we have a July sprint. I can just say July sprint, something like that.
ಹಲೋ ಹಾಂ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಲೋ
Hello.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ ಒಂದು 4 o'clock ಮೇಡಮ್.
Yeah. Any questions, guys? I hope you understood the team project, team concept, and how to plan it. TB4, right? Even you can see that some are running sprint 2, some are running sprint 1, some are in team 1, team 2, all the entire thing you can see that. You can see this is product backlog item which is in sprint 2. So this feature is worked on different teams, different sprints. So team 2 is following sprint 2, team 1 is following sprint 1. Just an you can name it differently. Thank you very much, sir. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly cover one more feature. Okay, let me connect to Fabric and Fiber. I mean, you already know about that feature. Let me show it once again. So I mean, at least how to show it to the client. So I've opened our solution Fabric and Fiber. Let me close all windows. Okay, So I'll just open a file. I should have switched it off, but anyways, I'm not sure. Okay, so I mean, now you guys know what feature I'm talking about. Let's see, this is the file, and I want to see all the references of this method. Okay, correct. What I'll do, I'll right click and say find all references. Correct. And maybe I want to even see the test cases of this. Okay, so what I'll go to the test explorer, then Windows, I'll open test explorer. Okay, so I'll see all the test cases. Okay, and maybe I want to see the history of this. Okay, I'll go to version control, view history. Okay, so even history is there. Okay, so I have history, then I wanted to see all the references. Correct. So now how it is. Okay, I want to see the test cases. So now you see how cluttered is my Visual Studio. Correct, there's so many things open, so I can still I wanted to see if many more information. I have to still open many more windows. Correct, but let me close all these things. I want to see all this information, but I don't want all these windows. Okay, let me close this. Let me close output, all these things. Let me go and enable something called as CodeLens. Okay, okay, so what this CodeLens will give me is, I want to see the references, right? I can easily check the references. Okay, and I want to see the test cases. I can see the easily for that, and if I want to run, I can easily run also. Okay, and if I want to see the changes recently, I can see that, and this says this is the local version which is there in my machine. Okay, and this will give me all the changes, and this is the recent author. Brian Keller is a recent author who has changed recently. Okay, and I can see all the associated bug, even code review, and even general work items, that is tasks. And there's one more new item called as maintainability, which will give you the maintainability index. So this is not available by default. I have to just install a small extension. Okay, so I'll get this also. Okay, so now you can see you don't have to open any windows. Okay, you'll just see it here, and you want to even you can see it in code map in the visualization. Okay, and there's one more thing. Let me close this. Let me open the same Visual Studio. So one is Julia, logged in user, and the other user also has logged in, just assume, and he has opened the same application. Okay. Okay, and he has opened the same file. Okay. Now what I will do is rebuild. Here I'm going to add a change. Okay, let me modify and say this is done by Julia. Correct? And let me check in. Okay, so 139. I'll come here. So anyway, I don't have that change, but I want to see if there are any incoming changes. Okay, I'll just refresh. You can see that line plus one change. Let me click on that, and you can see I don't have that change. Correct? So this is my current one, local, but there is one more version done by somebody else. So I don't have the latest version. So even I can see that, those kind of information. So this will give me the references, this will give me the test cases, this will give me the author. Now it changed, correct? I'm in Brain's workspace, but it shows me, okay, it is next is Julia, so it's updated. I can go and manually right click, refresh and update it. Okay, and it shows me all the changes and the which is my current version also. And I can go and see the details, I can compare. Let's say I want to compare this. Okay, so I can see the details, go and say compare with my workspace version. I know this is the change. So I know even whether I have to do a get latest or not. Before doing get latest, I want to compare. For each method, or so okay. Yeah, it automatically refreshes. Okay, but if you want to quickly see that, you can directly go and right click and say refresh. But it will take time. If you leave it, it will take time and it will update. And also it will update once you do a rebuild and all those things, but it takes time. I don't know the exact time, how much time it will take to refresh. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So thanks guys for attending. Okay. Yeah. This just yesterday I was blogging and saw one. I mean, I was going through some blogs and I saw. So I thought, okay, I'll just show it to the team because it is important. Without this feature, we saw right how it's difficult. I mean, we can see that, but it is difficult to see so many places and all those things. But with just one feature, I can see all the things. No, actually, sorry. This maintainability, this will not be there by default. Maintainability index. So what I did is I installed a small tool called as this one, Visual Studio Code Sense Code Health extension. Then we'll get this maintainability. It's the same maintainability index that we had. And with update 2, what they are saying is even you will get to know the if there is anything in the branch. Like if you have branches in the code lines, only will come to know the changes in the branches. So thanks, folks. We'll end this session, and Cheryl will be giving a session on work item features. On project management. Yeah, yes. So, I mean, you'll be using your laptop, right? Okay, fine. So, we'll take 5 minutes break, then we'll have a scheduled session on work item and project management. Oh, even Santosh had joined. Yeah, I'm Santosh. So thanks, team. Bye.